it is safe to say that every person who was alive during the 2000s remembers who Ne-Yo is. After all, who can forget such classics like One in a Million and So Sick? Ne-Yo has this power that he displayed through his music, where he made his fans either want to fall in love or miss falling in love with his soulful performances. However, what about the love life of the man himself? Well, after one failed marriage and a broken relationship, let us just say that there is quite a bit to cover. Greetings, salutations, and welcome to our channel. Today we're here to talk about Ne-Yo. As always, before we begin, make sure to press the like button and subscribe to support our channel so we can bring you more quality stories like this. Also, if you don't want to miss out on a single one of our uploads, press that bell notification button and turn on YouTube notifications on your smartphone. Without further ado, let us dive right into today's video. Ne-Yo had set up with another good example of a young and early love, as he briefly got married at the age of 19. However, what was tragic about this was the fact that merely months later, the marriage had fallen apart. What caused the newlyweds to fall apart? Ne-Yo's beloved at the time asked him to choose between her and his music career. Ne-Yo had once spoken to TMZ and claimed that music was one of the only things that he has ever honestly loved, which caused him to choose his life as an artist over her. To quote Ne-Yo himself, "Now I'm here and I do not know where she is." Of course, Ne-Yo's life as a bachelor did not continue for long, as his next serious relationship sparked on the year 2009. A fated meeting with Monyetta Shaw at a Jamie Foxx concert in Louisiana had caused the initial spark to take place. What made it easier was the fact that they had mutual friends whom Ne-Yo used in order to get in contact with her again. One day he invited her to spend some time with him on his tour bus. Of course, he had no idea if she was even open to the idea of being intimate with him right away. But he was surprised to realize exactly how laid back Monyetta was. As they conversed, they realized that they had talked to each other like they had been friends for years. The chemistry between the two felt amazing. For a significant amount of time, the relationship between Ne-Yo and Monyetta was strictly platonic. However, over time, their friendship blossomed into something more. Monyetta had once told the New York Post that Ne-Yo used to ask her out multiple times until she finally decided to say yes. She also claimed that when they started to properly date, she fell for his charms almost immediately. However, the nature of their relationship immediately evolved when they found out that the child was on the way for Monyetta. Monyetta had told the New York Post that her pregnancy did not really surprise her, since they never bothered to use any protection from the get-go. However, the moment they realized that the pregnancy was there, Monyetta and Ne-Yo started seeing it as a blessing from God himself. In November 2010, Monyetta gave birth to their beautiful daughter, Madeline Grace. On the same month as the pregnancy, Ne-Yo and Monyetta found themselves traveling all the way to the Dominican Republic to celebrate the rapper's fabulous birthday. When the party guests were hanging out in Ne-Yo and Monyetta's hotel suite, Ne-Yo surprised everyone, and especially Monyetta, when he went down on one knee and pulled out a 10-carat diamond ring. He even went as far as to incorporate some of the lyrics of his song, Make Me Better, to make the moment feel more sweeter as well. With such class, Ne-Yo proposed to Monyetta, as he asked her to be his wife. Monyetta said yes. It was 2011, and the news of a second baby on the way was announced by Ne-Yo and Monyetta. While many expected the time period to be just as joyous as the first, Monyetta claimed later to the New York Post that Ne-Yo was not around as much as he used to be during their last pregnancy. She found herself spending most of her time in Atlanta, while he spent most of his time working in Los Angeles. Monyetta claimed that she wanted to move the entire family to LA in order to close the distance and give the family the chance to stay whole. But Ne-Yo stood strong in his belief that his children should grow up in Atlanta. After not being able to make it happen, Ne-Yo had to get used to meeting him whenever she could, by visiting in Los Angeles. Of course, traveling becomes impossible as you progress through the stages of pregnancy, and that is exactly what happened to Monyetta. Ne-Yo held a strange belief that, after the birth of their beautiful daughter, and with a boy on the way, their family was complete. Monyetta claimed that on the months leading up to the delivery, Ne-Yo and Monyetta constantly talked about sterilization. The conversation ended with Ne-Yo agreeing to go through a vasectomy as a sign of trust that he is willing to put his all behind the relationship that they had. October 2011 marks the time when their son Mason was born. Ne-Yo was there in the delivery room, as the couple even shared a joyous high five in the delivery room. As the doctor finished things up in the delivery room, Monyetta immediately told the doctors that she wanted them to burn her fallopian tubes. This shocked everyone, as it meant that Monyetta could no longer deliver. While there are rare cases where it is still possible to do so, the fact that Monyetta agreed to go through this process at the time spoke volumes as to how much she valued what they had. The doctors asked many times if this is what the couple really wanted, and every single time, the couple replied back affirmingly. Monyetta claimed that she assumed that Neo followed through with his promise and got himself a vasectomy as well. However, her busy life after the birth of Mason did not give her enough time or space to ask Neo and confirm. Monyetta claimed, "I trusted him so much that it never crossed my mind that he had not gone through with it." Monyetta had been planning their nuptials that were supposed to happen in August 2013. Monyetta went through the trouble of even visiting the place she had in mind to ensure that everything was just as she had imagined. However, 2 months before the big day, disaster struck as Neo called her and informed her with devastating news. "I do not want to be monogamous anymore." Even after a face-to-face conversation had taken place, Monyetta had reported that she attempted to work things out with Neo, but he was adamant with his choice. It is later said that after the couple officially split, they were still both in Los Angeles for the weekend. Neo, being an acclaimed artist, spent most of his time touring, or in the studio. However, Monyetta appeared once on The Real as she revealed that both her and Neo still lived together in the same home in Atlanta, even a year after they had broken up. It is May 2014, and Neo appeared on the radio show titled The Breakfast Club, as he claimed that after all these years, that he was still not ready to be monogamous in a relationship. He claimed that there was a lot of maturing that he had to do, yet one day, he will be ready to make the leap and tie the knot. Monyetta claimed that cheating did not play a role in their breakup, but something that Neo claimed made many think otherwise. "I realized that I had a problem, and I have too much respect for the person I was with to continue lying to her face." Of course, Neo's bachelor life didn't last long, as a year and a half after his relationship had ended with Monyetta, he was casting for girls to appear in his short film that was going to be associated with his album, Non-Fiction. During the casting endeavors, he met up with a woman named Crystal Renay at a restaurant and asked her to read some lines. Crystal apparently arrived 2 hours late to the meeting, which initially threw off Neo, but when she finally arrived, the two started to converse and sparks flew once more. Neo claimed that after an hour of chatting, all business conversations ceased, as they found themselves talking about personal lives. According to Neo himself, he was not looking to settle down, but Crystal managed to sweep him off his feet with a sudden appearance in his life. Before the two dated, Neo claimed that he told Crystal this: "I know I can tolerate the loveliness of your hair and your smile and eyes. I want to know if I can handle the stuff about you that I might not like." They began dating from that point onwards. Here we come across another surprising turn of events, as Neo and Crystal were celebrating the release of Neo's new album. Later in the evening, Neo proposed to her and the two became engaged soon enough. Neo did not have a ring at the time, but Crystal chimed in claiming that she was not the kind of girl who needed a ring to get engaged anyway. Crystal began planning the wedding straight away, and when she went to her first fitting, she found out the news that she was pregnant. Neo and Crystal got married on the February of 2016 at a venue that included an amazing view of the Pacific Ocean. The saddest part was that there were 2 guests that could not make it to the wedding. They were the son and daughter Neo had with Monyetta. 3 weeks after the wedding, Crystal gave birth to their son, Schaefer Jr. They also had a second son named Roman in June 2018. Although the couple had a split and announced that they were planning a divorce on the February of 2020, COVID-19 quarantine ended up saving the marriage, as they reconciled and took divorce off the table in 2021 as they found love in one another once more. It is safe to say that the love life Neo had led up until now had been a shaky one. However, it is a happy sight to see Neo finally find happiness once more through love, and may it last forever. We've now reached the end of today's video. Did you like that story? Well, for more interesting stories just like this, subscribe to our channel and press that bell button to get a notification every single time we upload a new video. Make sure to like this video and share it with your family and friends. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.